Hello everyone, it's me Clayson. I just finished watching the season finale of She-Hulk. Now, after all the terrible things that have happened in the show, and after all the bad comedy, and all the character assassination throughout, you might wonder how they're going to end this train wreck of a show. Well, keep in mind, I'm not making a single word of this up. So, after She-Hulk gets fired from her job after she gets arrested, and after the show makes an admittedly amusing homage to the 70s show with Lou Ferrigno, She-Hulk's buddies decide to invade Intelligentsia to figure out who Hulk King is, the main guy behind that site. Turns out it's Todd. Yeah, remember the annoying guy who had the Wakandan spear? Yeah, he's the main villain of the show, and he decides to use She-Hulk's blood to turn himself into a Hulk, only for She-Hulk to stop the plot line of the entire show and to literally break the fourth wall through Disney Plus in order to find the writer's room and tell them that this plot is stupid. Yeah, she literally happens to go into another show to tell the writers that this show is stupid. And turns out, the big twist of the series is that the whole show, and most of the shows in Disney Plus, in fact, were written by an AI named Kevin. Look, I understand what the show is trying to go for, that it's trying to seem clever to address some of the audience's complaints about these kinds of shows, but there's a way to do it in a meta sense that actually feels genuinely funny, and this just feels like it's a last-minute excuse to explain away all the show's terrible writing inconsistencies. It just sort of feels like it's literally only done to explain away why the show is not good. And when you get to that point, it just feels like you're making excuses for your own shortcomings. So anyways, after that, the show just sort of ends with the villains being arrested, with Hulk revealing he had a son in Sakaar, and then the show just sort of finishes up without us even seeing the case where She-Hulk gets to put Todd in prison. And then, yeah, there's also an end credit scene where Emil Blonsky goes out of prison again with Wong. But then again, what's the point of even putting him in prison if he's just gonna escape again anyways? This show sucks so hard. But that's the thing. I think a She-Hulk show could have worked if it followed the comics more, if it actually had jokes that were funny, and if it actually kept Jen as likable as she was in the comics or as she was in some of the animated shows. But this is not She-Hulk. This is just a cringeworthy legal comedy that tries way too hard to seem relevant and tries way too hard to appeal to the writer's own personal hang-ups. It just feels like, say what you will about some of the other Disney Marvel shows, they at least had some creativity and some interesting ideas to go with some occasionally likable characters. I could even defend Miss Marvel for what it was, despite it having some problems. But this feels like the worst out of all of the Marvel shows. All the negatives, none of the strengths, everything that didn't work in the previous shows is made even worse here. I'm guessing it'll get another season, which I guess means the visual effects artists are just going to be put through even more ridiculous amounts of work to make a product that isn't good. But much like the first episode, this whole show as a whole is a big mess. And it's probably worth like a 3 out of 10 if you can literally enjoy anything. Let's just hope the next Disney Plus show is a lot better than this. And let's just hope that Phase 4 can end in a semi-decent note. See you next time.